Hey everyone, Brendan Snyder here. How are you? Thanks so much for joining me and thank you for being a part of my music channel. Big shout out to all 25,000 of you that have subscribed, helping me to hit this next milestone here on the channel. I'm really elated. I can't believe it, but beyond just getting to 25,000 subscribers, which is cool in and of itself, what I'm most proud of here on the channel is the sort of music haven that this has created and allowing so many different music fanatics like myself to come together to realize there are more of us out there in the world. Um, it's just one of those cool things that prior to me creating this channel, I didn't realize there was as many music fanatics, but specifically the type of music fanatic that I am, the type of music that I like, the way that I like to enjoy it, just all those sort of things that make each and every one of us who we are in terms of the music fans that we are, so many of us out there in the world. And that in and of itself, I think is a cool thing that social media has done. There's a lot of bad things that I don't like from social media, and I generally try to leave that sort of stuff out of my channel. I like to keep this a very positive, forward-thinking type of space where we as music fans can come together and share in our mutual love for music. So thank you guys out there who have subscribed, helping me to hit the 25,000 new milestone that I just did on this channel. I want to give you guys a little bit of background and sort of statistics on this because I find it amazing that from the time that I started this channel in October of 2019, so just over 5 years, where this channel has grown in that short amount of time, which is a testament to all of you out there, the stuff that you love and the return that you come back to on this channel for it. And it was a whim that I started this. It wasn't anything that was really planned. A coworker of mine kept seeing all the music that I would get every week. And he thought, hey, there are other people out there in the world that would probably like to see all of that cool music that you're buying every week. You can turn them on to new stuff. And I really didn't think there were more of us out there, but in this short amount of time, the fact that we have pulled in here on this channel 25,000 more music fanatics like myself out there, all coming together, I think it's just a phenomenal thing and I'm loving it. And again, I want to thank you guys for coming together on this. But what this channel has done in that amount of time is that at this point, it's pulling in on average 200,000 views a month. That has equated to, over the length of the channel, which as I said is just over the 5 years, 7 million views. And that translates to 20,000 hours of viewed content per month. That's the amount of time people are sitting down and tuning in, which is a lot of time. And over the course of the 5 years, 750,000 hours of viewed content from just this channel alone getting viewed by you guys out there. And hopefully you're enjoying all of that stuff that you're watching. I endeavor to continue to, of course, create new stuff and keep it interesting. I'm going to talk a little bit, more about that here in just a minute. On average, the channel itself pulls in between 400 and 500 new subscribers every month, which again boggles my mind. Over the last year, we've done about 6,000 new subscribers here on the channel. And of course, it just keeps continuing to grow. But having pulled in that many means that I got to hit two major milestones this year. So earlier in the year, I hit 20,000. I thought that was amazing. But here I am already within the same year, breaking 25,000 subscribers. And again, just want to say thank you to you guys for all of that. Now, on to some updates on the channel itself and where things are at. Over this past year, I've started doing interviews with musicians and other musical artists. For example, I've had Mike Tramp of White Lion on here. He was actually the first interview I did, and so far one of the best. It was just an absolute fun, enjoyable experience to be able to interview one of my childhood heroes like that. I had Tommy Paris, former frontman of Britney Fox, on, another childhood hero of mine. And he, opened my eyes to all kinds of things that are going on out there in the music world and what it is that musicians have to go through in order to keep doing music the way that they have. You know, it's not all fun and rainbows out there for musicians these days, and the ways that they have to work extra hard to be able to keep that life that they've enjoyed being the musician. And so it's been interesting interviewing some of these guys to get that other side of things that I'm not privy to, being on the music fan side of things. And so another one was Derek Davis of Babylon AD, which was another fun interview that I did. And I hope that as we go forward here on the channel, I'll be bringing in a lot more, especially in the new year when new albums start to drop, and I can reach out to these musicians to interview them, not only for who they are and their time and things of that nature, but mainly focusing on that new album so we can talk about where their minds are at and what it is that they're out there promoting, because I want to be able to help these musicians as well as just getting interviews and things of that nature. So also just branched out in terms of collaborations over the last year. I've been doing the ones on Sea of Tranquility with Pete Pardo, doing the What Is This type of series, talking about different styles of music and whether it falls in one category, another category. Is it really part of this genre, that genre? Where does the band come from? All those sort of things, but that's been a lot of fun. Starting some of my own collaborative videos like the Glam Metal 101 series that I've been doing with Chris and Rich. I hope to create some more of those types of things and having a lot of different guest commentators on the channel beyond just myself, and having Anthony Coviello, who I also want to give a shout out to and thanks, from Sound Exchange. His time on this channel also helps, I know, keep you viewers coming back. So certainly I want to give a shout out and thank you to Anthony for him giving up his time and joining me on the channel. As much fun as I know he has on it, that also is a support to the channel. So that's nice. But I've had some other great commentators over this past year. Recently just starting up with Vito. Hope to have him more on the channel. But I've also had Mike and Mitchell from Sound Exchange as well, sometimes filling in for Anthony, getting their perspective on things. But I hope to have more outside views like that to counter against my own. You guys know how I feel about things, and getting some different people in and getting their take on what it is that I'm talking about hopefully will keep a more well-rounded view out there on the topics and stuff that are covered here on this channel. And then different product collaborations, doing them more regularly. I do one-off collaborations all the time, but I've partnered up with Cherry Red Records and been reviewing box sets and things that they've been putting out over the last year. And then Societies, a t-shirt company that's online that has provided some really great t-shirts to me to wear. You guys see I've always got different concert shirts on from my favorite artists and stuff like that. So shout out to them for providing those shirts and letting me show their product on the channel, because in terms of the return collaborations like this, I only do that with companies that I really enjoy their products. So if you hear me talk about, in this case, Societies, I do very much like their product, like the company, like the owner. In fact, I've gotten a chance to get to know him as well. But yeah, I'm only going to be promoting stuff on here that, I certainly like. I was already a fan of beforehand. I'm lucky enough now to be able to, push some of that stuff. And then I was also a contributor this past year to this book here, Let It Be Your Guide, the Kansas Album Review by Tim Derling. He invited me to contribute. I reviewed or, helped review 4 albums in there, and working on a second one. He's invited me to be a part of the new book that he's working on for Night Ranger. So sometime in the new year, that will be coming out, and I'll certainly show that on the channel and talk about it here so you'll know more about it when that occurs. But something I know that you guys have been asking a lot for over the last year and a half, and it does take a while to build up to that new number. I'm talking about my new CD number. Those of you that are new, you can see I'm sitting here in my music room. I've got these beautiful shelves. And for those of you that don't know, I'm an architect, so I actually designed and built these shelves. So I do get asked quite often where it is that I got them, but these are, in fact, custom designed by myself. I didn't build them, no. I had the people that were doing a renovation on my house build them. But CD shelves, equating to how many CDs it is that I have. And for a very long time, for about a year and a half, I've been saying 12,000, the magic number. That's what I was at May of 2023. And so now a year and a half later, we're in December of 2024. So I did a new count. So the shelves that you see behind me here, 4,500 CDs, fill that out. I've also got these smaller rectangular boxes that hold 30 a piece. And so I had 33 of those boxes. There's another 990. I've also got these big white boxes that hold 90 CDs a piece, and there's 7,110. I would love to have them all out on shelves, but I simply don't have the space. So anyone who knows about having a big collection, you have to find inventive ways to store it. And so I have them in boxes, but then I also have them alphabetized and organized by genre. So I can very easily jump into these boxes and find what I'm looking for. So as I said, 7,110 for those boxes. Then I've got just loose ones laying around. Usually those are the ones that I'm listening to. And I know this number sounds big, but that's the stuff that gets pulled out and sits out. And then 7,78. Yeah, I wish there was another 7,000 sitting out. But just loose ones that are sitting around. These might be new ones that I've recently bought that I haven't filed away. But there's an extra 778 of those sitting out. So we add up 4,500 plus 990 plus 7,110 plus 778, and we get the new number of 13,378 CDs. So I have passed over from 12,000 into 13,000. So now going forward, I just have to try to remember to say to you, I have a collection of over 13,000 because I've now been saying the 12,000 number for so long that it's kind of ingrained into my memory, sort of like muscle memory. I just say it without even thinking. But I have passed into the 13,000 realm. So that's the new number I'm going to sit and live with for probably the next year. If you guys watch my counts, I seem to do between 400 to 500 new CD purchases a year. So it does take a while. This past year and a half obviously turned out to be a bit more because I did do over 1,000 CD purchases within that time frame. But it varies in terms of how quickly I climb. It may look like I'm climbing fast, but it's not always the case. All right, and as we wrap this thing up here, as you guys know, usually when I do these sort of thank you videos, it is a new sort of shout out, call out for a question and answer session that I'm going to be filming, which is the case here. And so I wanted to cover some of the most asked questions that I get so we can get over that hurdle, and then you guys can leave in the comments your question that I will then answer in an upcoming question and answer session. But the big thing is I started collecting in 1989. So this year, 2024, is my 35th anniversary of collection. And I've really enjoyed this last year, sort of taking stock of where I am and thinking back nostalgically on a lot of different things. And my musical focus is on, it's pretty wide, but it's not holistic. I focus on 70s and 80s hard rock, punk like the Ramones, 80s new wave stuff, glam metal, heavy metal, thrash metal. That was my first love, those three things there. And then 90s alternative rock. So I do range from the late 60s up through the mid 90s. I've got about a 30-year period of musical artists that I follow, very hardcore, really love all that they do. And then there's a lot of stuff that filters in and around all of that. I do also listen to some pop music, dance music, some funk music, a little bit of country, a little bit of folk in there, and even some classical. While I do own a couple rap albums, I would not say that that is something that I listen to. But, all in all, there's a wide variety of stuff within my collection. And all-time favorite album, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. That is my favorite all-time album. Not my all-time favorite band, that is Pink Floyd. But my most favorite band when I was growing up was Motley Crue. I was a die-hard Crue head growing up. Until after about 94 when everything kind of changed for the band and their sound, and I've been, covered that many times before, but gone through different favorite bands and favorite albums, and, and it can always change, but for a very long time now, Appetite for Destruction has been my favorite album. That was actually the first album I bought on cassette, 87, 88, somewhere in that time frame. And then 1989 was when I went out and bought on my own Motley Crue's Dr. Feelgood. And after that week of buying that, that was it. I was buying music going forward. And that's why I really say I started collecting in 1989. But that gives you a little bit of base. If you are new to my channel and you didn't know those things about me, then now you know that side of the stuff. So go ahead and ask your questions. It can be, of course, music related. It can be channel related. If you got a personal question, throw that in there. I pretty much will answer anything within reason. So have at it. And, leave your questions down in the comments below. I'm going to pull those out over the next few days. I'll gather it up. Then I will film a new Q&A session and post it in the coming days or week ahead, and you'll get to view that. All right, but again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to this channel, whether you've subscribed or not. I do appreciate your time that you spend watching this channel, but if you haven't subscribed, hey, go ahead and click the subscription button and you can be part of the next 25,000 subscribers on this channel. But anyway, all in all, again, thank you so much. I really do appreciate all that you guys have, given me through this channel, mostly, our love, our camaraderie, and everything that we share in terms of our love for music coming together where it does here on this channel. I'm very appreciative for that. So again, thank you. All right, everyone, take care. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.